Lax, great to have you today.
Thanks for having me here. Thank you.
Reviva is an exciting Nasdaq-listed pharma company with 2 molecules targeting 10 indications. Lax, before discussing an overview of your development pipeline, I want to congratulate you on the FDA's recent decision to allow Reviva to move forward with those 2 phase 3 schizophrenia trials.
Having FDA clearance for initiating the phase 3 study is a major milestone for Reviva in 2022. We have already started the phase 3 study last month, and the study is progressing very well. So now, with respect to the funding, we were able to successfully close $35 million secondary offering in mid of last year with the participation of 3 top-tier healthcare investors, Tank Capital, Armstead, and Vedanta Capital. So now we are well funded to execute the phase 3 study, pivotal phase 3 study in schizophrenia. We hope to successfully complete the phase 3 study and then give top-line data mid of next year. We do have other phase 2 stage clinical programs. We hope to initiate some of these studies in 2022. We will update to shareholders in the coming months.
Lax, your phase 2 trials for schizophrenia had some first-in-class results highlighted by record low dropout rates and lower than usual negative side effects, potentially indicating good tolerance by patients of the drug. This has historically been a challenge for some of the currently approved therapies. Can you expand on some approved therapy statistics and how your drug could change the landscape in mental health treatment if your phase 3 results are in line with phase 2?
Developing a treatment for schizophrenia and other neuropsychiatric diseases is quite challenging. Currently, there are around 10 antipsychotics, FDA-approved antipsychotics in the global market for treating schizophrenia. Out of that, around 6 drugs are blockbuster drugs with annual sales of over $1 billion, each one of them. Yet, if you look at the profile, around 30 to 50% patients discontinue the currently approved treatment because of partly suboptimal efficacy and side effects associated with that. This is quite challenging. So now, if you look at our data, Brilaroxazine in the phase 2 study, so our drug has shown around a 12 to 14% dropout versus the blockbuster drugs currently in the market, around 30 to 50% dropout in the similar trial. That speaks a lot about the differentiation factor of our drug compared to approved antipsychotics currently in the market in a high level. Now coming to the more granularity, if you look at the phase 2 data of our drug Brilaroxazine, it has shown around 20-point improvement on PANSS scale, positive and negative symptom scale. Is a scale used for evaluating severity of schizophrenia. So 20-point improvement in 4 weeks of treatment is really, really robust data. If you compare this data with the blockbuster drugs currently in the market, those drugs in the similar trial showed anywhere around a 13 to 18-point improvement. Depending upon which drug you compare, our data, certainly it is anywhere around a 20 to 60% better than the currently approved drug in the market on the efficacy scale. Now, if you look at the safety data, our drug has shown really very compelling safety data. Our drug did not show any metabolic side effect, endocrine side effect. There is no weight gain, no increase in blood sugar, no increase in lipid profile compared to placebo. This is really a very clean profile. That's what we believe. This is overall our drug has superior efficacy and then safety profile compared to approved, especially widely used blockbuster drugs.
Lax, let's turn to Reviva's comp, Karuna Therapeutics. That's Nasdaq KRTX. Karuna also has a schizophrenia drug in phase 3, which has helped propel Karuna's market cap to over $3 billion, and at one point to over $4.5 billion last year. How does your approach to treating schizophrenia differ from Karuna's, and is their phase 3 trial also designed to potentially achieve a superior safety label claim as Reviva strives to achieve in its phase 3?
Yeah, Karuna Therapeutics has a drug currently in the phase 3 study. The drug name is KarXT. They are 12 to 14 months ahead of us in the development. So mechanistically, our drug differentiates from Karuna Therapeutics. Brilaroxazine, our drug, targets clinically proven receptor targets. So on the other hand, Karuna Therapeutics, KarXT, is targeted for muscarinic receptors. So currently there is no approved drug for muscarinic receptors. So if you look at the phase 2 data of KarXT, it has shown around 17-point decrease in PANSS score in 5 weeks of treatment. Our drug, Brilaroxazine, has shown 20-point improvement in 4 weeks of treatment. We believe, besides this efficacy on the primary endpoint, our drug clearly differentiates from Karuna Therapeutics KarXT, not only on the efficacy scale, but also on the safety outcome, as well as compliance, adherence to the treatment. Our drug has shown better compliance profile as well. Again, these two are targeted for different receptor targets, but if you look at the overall phase 2 data readouts, we believe Brilaroxazine is quite differentiated from Karuna Therapeutics KarXT.
All right, Lax, we've talked about what Reviva's got, we've talked about what Karuna's got, so we know a little bit about the players on this field. Now let's talk about the field itself. How big is the market opportunity in schizophrenia?
No, we do have, of course, schizophrenia is our lead indication. Currently, we are running phase 3 study. So besides schizophrenia, we do have other programs in the neuropsychiatric space. The RP5063 or Brilaroxazine, we intend to develop for bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder, ADHD, and treatment of psychosis in movement disorders, Alzheimer's and Parkinson's as well. So Brilaroxazine also showed good efficacy in translational model for pulmonary indication, pulmonary arterial hypertension, and pulmonary fibrosis. So we do have, all these programs are ready to go for phase 2 studies. So we hope to, start the phase 2 studies for some of these programs in the 2022.
Who are some of the talented people on your team putting together all these programs, Lax?
Now, we have a very well-experienced team. I am the founder of Reviva. My background is I'm a trained scientist in the drug discovery and development. I have been in the industry for over 20 years, contributed to one FDA-approved drug currently in the market, and then several other INDs that entered clinical development. So besides myself, my colleague Mark Cantian, he's Chief Medical Officer of the company. He has over 25 years of experience in the industry, worked for major pharma companies such as AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Sanofi, Aventis, and then Merck. So he contributed to 2 drugs in the neuropsychiatric space currently in the market. Seroquel, developed at AstraZeneca. He was a medical director for this program, as well as Effexor, as an antidepressant drug developed at Pfizer. So both myself and Mark Cantian have very well experience in this space. So besides the technical expertise, we do have very well experienced CFO Narayan Prabhu. He brings over 20 years of experience in the space. So overall, we are very, as a management or leadership team, is very confident of leading Reviva to clinical development phase and then beyond through FDA approval to commercial space as well.
Finally, Lax, let's look at the big picture. What is the essential value proposition? Why should investors take an interest in Reviva Pharmaceuticals today?
We believe there is a strong value proposition for investors to invest in Reviva. So if you look at the clinical pipeline, they are all targeted for large indications with huge unmet need and large market size. And then most importantly, our lead molecule, RP5063, has already demonstrated good safety profile and an efficacy in over 300 patients treated so far for schizophrenia. So this is a really, very promising outcome for the clinical stage company. So as we already started the phase 3 study, and then we hope to give top line data sometime mid of next year. And then as we make progress with the phase 3 study, we hope investors will realize the potential in our company, and then market cap also should respond positively. So this is our, we believe, there is a strong value proposition. And then I hope the investors will also likely to come to the same conclusion.
An interesting story. Thanks for sharing it with us, Lax.
Thank you.